It's ill. Even though I'm a Labour councillor, I'm appalled to how my own government is even contemplating doing this. It's going to just deprive the weak and in society, the sick, the disabled, the mentally ill.
Does it make you want to leave Labour as a councillor, as a member?
I'm watching very closely. I am teetering, definitely, because this is going to affect so many people.
I never thought that I would hear a Labour Chancellor 6 months into office announcing that we're spending 13 billion more on weapons and taking 5 billion out of personal independence payments and reducing overseas aid to the lowest level in my lifetime. I'm appalled.
After the shock announcement that Labour will be cutting benefits for the poorest disabled people in our society, we came down to Downing Street to ask people if they've lost faith in the party that was founded on the redistribution of wealth.
I'm here because I'm a Labour MP opposed to austerity. So I was one of the founding members of Disabled People Against the Cuts 12 years ago when the Conservatives introduced their first round of austerity. We said then that they would harm disabled people. In fact, we said there would be loss of lives, and that's exactly what happened as a result of austerity. What we're seeing here today is a renewal, cutbacks on benefits to some of the already poorest people within our society, and people who I think will have inflicted upon them human suffering, and I worry that we'll lose lost lives again.
I mean, I had a gentleman come to my surgery yesterday telling me that his wife had told him, well, written down, that she wants to go to Dignitas if she loses her PIP. And that's before it's even come about. And now that's how bad it is.
If you've got a Prime Minister that's got Sir in his name, he shouldn't really be the head of a Labour movement, because Sir is not a head of a Labour movement, I'm sorry, it's not.
And did you expect this from the Labour Party?
No, it's come as a shock. What we've had is a cumulative range of shocks. We had winter fuel allowance, which came out of the blue, no one expected that. Then we had the government refusing to lift the two-child cap, which means about 500,000 people remain in poverty, 500,000 children remain in poverty. Then we had an increase in tuition fees. Then we had the overseas aid cut, and now we've got this. This is not what I expect a Labour government to be doing, and that's what I'll be saying to MPs every time I meet them. I will try and campaign in Parliament to try and convince Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves that this is the wrong route. If not, I'll be joining demonstrations like this.
I never thought that they would do this. I thought this was beneath them. And surprise, surprise, they proved me wrong. Trying to find work is like really difficult. I've been denied. It's not definitely not the lack of looking, but with my PIP is that without it I wouldn't be able to afford. I just bought a brand new wheelchair, and because my current one is broken and NHS isn't providing a good one that will work with my disability, and my chair was £6,000, and the only reason why I was able to afford that was because of my PIP. PIP helps with like necessary and life-saving like stuff in disabled people's lives.
You know, Rachel Reeves had already said that they were going to be tough on welfare, but this, I mean, I think even people who are sort of more conservative are not going to stomach this.
And so do you think you would leave the Labour Party?
No, I'll stick within the Labour Party and fight from within, but it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. And do you think this will lose votes in the future for the Labour Party?
I think it already is. We're losing party members and we're losing support. I'm having in my email box, I've got constituents contacting me, emailing me, we've got people phoning me, and the messages are very heartbreaking, but they are saying also this isn't what they expected to happen from a Labour government.
I will never, ever vote Labour again, never. I am a mother with an invisible disability. So you can see I've got a stick. I have a severely disabled child, and the benefits that he gets in PIP doesn't even cover my electricity bill to keep him alive. He can't do without his electric wheelchair, his medical bed, all his needs. So that means I'm going to have to do without something, and that will be food and heating in my room. I can't not heat his room. Any more cuts today to what he already gets, the benefits that he gets right now do not cover his high medical needs.
This is going to be run on the streets like this.
What's the feeling inside the House of Commons? Like, do you think Labour will change their mind given all the opposition to
I was
this?
asked about this on Sky last night, and they asked me if Labour MPs spoke to me much, and I said, well, last July, no, but they're all coming round nowadays. They're all chatting these days. They come and look for us and say, oh, it's hard work. I said, well, you know, you've got to stand up for what you believe in.
Why do you think they're so opposed to taxing the wealthy and the very wealthy?
It's a mindset that a successful economy is one where you've got super rich people who are being successful. And if you look at the pattern of living standards, welfare payments and security in society over the past 50 years, where there's been a constant reduction in the tax costs for the richest, you've got more and more inequality and more poverty. And so if we're serious about redressing the balance, then you've got to start somewhere. I say start with the wealth tax.
Stop the benefit cuts and stop spending all this money on warfare and start spending it on welfare. I'm ashamed to say that my husband and my family were lifelong Labour supporters, and I'm ashamed, and I'm glad he's no longer with us so that he can't see what Labour are doing. Thought it was bad under the Tories, but it's now worse under Labour.
Benefit cuts! No more deaths from benefit cuts!